أعوذ بالله السميع العليم من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله اللهم أكرمنا بنور الفهم وافتح علينا بمعرفة العلم وسهل أخلاقنا بالحلم وارزقنا حلاوة الإيمان واصدق الإخلاص في كل حال أما بعد السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. I am not going to ask for any money, so rest assured you inshallah. I'm just going to share a few points with you with regards to supporting future scholars through gift of knowledge. Alhamdulillah, we live in a very advanced and progressive society. We are very much connected. I came back day before yesterday from Philippines, the furthest country in the East. And throughout my stay for 2 weeks, I was well connected with my family members, with everyone through Skype, through WhatsApp, as if, as I was returning even at the airport, I was in contact with everyone. So it is very much connected. But yet, humanity is very much disconnected with the divine connection. Although we are very much connected, but we are divinely disconnected. There is a disconnection between us human beings and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. What we are trying to do, support the future scholars through gift of knowledge. Alhamdulillah, it's a blessing today that we are seeing so many scholars, and mashallah, they are doing enormous work in different fields. And it would have been a great pleasure for us if we could have stayed longer and listened to many of the scholars and the work they are doing. But these scholars, they have gone the hard way. They've been studying and working for 15 years, 20 years, 30 years to come to this stage. But as for the future scholars, how can we support them? And it is very important that we inspire them so that inshallah they become the future scholars. And it's a very small program, I call it the PFT support program. Because if we need to support the future scholars, then we need to look at 3 areas: the process, the finance, and the training. And what I mean by the process, that if we really want to support the future scholars, then we have to look at the learning process. We have to review the pedagogy. And I'm sure there are many competent scholars here who are thinking and who are doing a lot of work. But in reality, we need to review this whole, the Islamic scholarship learning process. And we need to review the pedagogy and see how best we can actually deliver teaching and how effectively they can learn. At the same time, we also need to review the duration of learning. Some of us, we spend many years, 5 years, 10 years, 15 years. There's no problem with spending 10 years, 15 years. Our scholars have spent much more than that. But the question is how effective it is. Are they actually benefiting from that long period of time as much as they should be? So we, the students of knowledge and the scholars, we need to review the duration of learning and how effective it is. At the same time, we also need to review the competency. That whatever they are learning and how much time they are spending, are they and can they actually become competent scholars who can actually guide the humanity in this society? So this is the first area that actually we need to support our future scholars in, the process in terms of learning, duration, and competency. Second supporting program is the finance. And I don't want to remind our scholars of their past, and I'm sure many of you have gone through financial difficulties. I went through financial difficulties. My good wife, who was studying with me, we went through financial difficulties. And especially living in the West, if you are not working, and if you are not receiving benefits, then it is not easy for you to study. And what people don't understand in the West, alhamdulillah, there are a lot of charity work taking place and we are doing a lot of relief work. But what we don't understand and appreciate, that if you live in the West, there is no way that you're not receiving any money. Because the normal perception is that either you are working or you're receiving benefits. But if you're studying, then you're not actually receiving benefits or you're not working. And especially if you're studying abroad, it becomes even more challenging. So the whole finance is a big thing. Even though we live in the West, there is no need for finance, but yet there is actually need for finance if we want to produce future competent scholars who will be able to grapple with the problems and issues that are being faced by the community, our brothers and sisters, our younger brothers and sisters, that they can help them, support them, guide them. Now, in order for them to do that, they need to develop themselves to a level of competency that they become competent scholars. And this is where they need financial help and support. Last but not the least is the whole training and the mentoring side. In any profession, you don't just graduate in that science and then you become a mufti. And this is something very important for us, although it is happening, but we need more concerted effort in that how can we train, so when the young brothers and sisters, when they go through any alim course, whether here or abroad, how can we train them, how can they work under supervision, so that whatever they learn as theory in the class, that they put that into practice. When I graduated Sharia course, I started working for Muslim Mediation Service, and I started working for the prison service as a chaplain. And subhanallah, both of those areas, in the mediation service, I was dealing with family discord, family conflicts, dispute between husband and wife. And people generally would like to listen to the gossips, what is happening between the husband and wife. And I was actually listening to those problems. And this when I came to realize that learning Sharia as a theory is one thing, but application of that is completely different ball game. And then when I was working with the prison service, again, I was listening to people who had committed big crimes in their life. Now, this is when you come to the real life. But if there is no supervision, if there is no training, if there is no mentoring, then we will have problems even among the upcoming imams and scholars, because there is no guidance for them. And this is something, we need to do. We are not claiming that under gift of knowledge we're able to deliver all those 3 programs, but this is needed. We are trying through we are trying to offer scholarship through the gift of knowledge, so that people can go and study Sharia, or people can do PhDs, and this is what we are trying to do. So inshallah, we would like to make a request to all that inshallah you all can help gift of knowledge, so that we can help the seekers of knowledge.